Welcome back to this week's episode of Hate Your Guts Pod. I'm your host, Elena.
I'm Vivi.
I'm Haley.
And I'm Ethan.
Ooh, new character.
Unlocked.
Cool.
This week we're talking about spooky things.
Yeah, and spirit of Halloween.
I think we should
What
explain.
What is everyone dressed as today?
Okay, I'm emo Eeyore, I guess.
I'm also emo Tigger.
Okay. Emo because of the swoopy hair? Or
I don't know. Yeah. Tigger. This is last minute.
I'm Coraline in rehab.
And I am Mormon Angel.
Hell yeah.
We should have done Mormon beach waves, dude.
Oh my
Or
god, we
girls?
should have. Utah
Oh,
girls.
Utah girls.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Watch the YouTube if you're confused.
Yeah, I think you should this week. It's really worth it.
Well, the reason why we have Ethan on the pod today is because
He's the spookiest man we know.
yeah, he is the spookiest guy I know.
That is so not true.
I don't really talk to other men.
Shout out Jacob.
Actually, yeah, I do have a lot of guy friends through Jacob. Actually, none of them are spooky though. I don't know. Ethan has a lot of, well, not a lot, but some ghost stories that he's going to be sharing today. So that's exciting.
He is a master's degree in chaos magic also.
That is not true. I'm not an authority on this, but in the room, yes, maybe.
Okay. Well, before we get into all that, should we do our shit and tea of the week?
Oh my god, you guys changed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit and tea.
Hits and peaks, shit and
I like
tea.
that.
Oh, he hasn't heard it yet. I haven't put it out yet.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm working on it.
Basically, like, it's like, what do you want to bitch about today?
Yeah, talking shit, spilling tea.
I'll let y'all go. And then I'll go.
Last week I had to talk to my people first and they told me to shut up.
All right. Today I was driving to Long Beach and I was eating a burrito that was like not very good and it was dripping all over me. So I've been sitting in my burrito pants for roughly 4 or 5 hours.
Burrito pants. Aww.
Yeah. Burrito juice pants.
Ew.
Burrito
Yep.
juice is gross.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's on my lap.
Ew.
So that's what I have to bitch about today.
Nice.
Next.
I would like to bitch about the fact that I didn't have the right size pan for these brownies and they're not the consistency that I wanted them to be.
They're pretty good
They're all right.
for being gluten-free.
Oh fuck, these are gluten free.
Of course. Your wife didn't tell you?
She did not. My fiance, excuse me.
Oh, right. Sorry.
I don't think we introduced you at all.
I should have
like
been
who you
getting
are.
called wife years
What
ago.
Oh my god.
Where do we leave off?
Who is Ethan?
What a chaotic episode.
Already.
That's what I bring.
Yes, who is Ethan? Our special
Check.
Who are you
her
asking
phone.
to
She's checking her phone to see.
Elena posted an Instagram story of me and I looked silly, funny, goofy, and I was admiring myself. Ethan is, wow, Pisces 26.
Whoa.
Wow.
That was crazy.
Wow.
How old am I? Quick.
24.
It shouldn't have taken you that long. It's the year.
Whatever.
He is my fiance.
and my brother.
And my roommate.
Yeah.
Yay.
I am all those things.
It's like the reverse New Girl.
Yes.
Actually, yeah. Well, no, because I mean,
I
yeah.
count.
Yeah, you count. You're commune too, so yeah, I guess it
I
counts.
matter.
That's such an Eeyore thing to say.
Hey guys, I matter.
Aw. Wait, that was really good.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elena's an honorary roommate. She has a key and everything.
Mhm.
She does have a key.
Yep, and I eat your guys' food like it's mine.
She's right with that.
Okay, we were talking about our shit and tea.
Yes.
Yeah, Haley, you just talked about how you were mad about the consistency of your brownies.
Yes.
Was that it?
That was all I had, yeah.
Okay.
That was your biggest low for the week? The biggest T?
Yeah, everything else has been pretty good, honestly. I'm feeling pretty drama-free these days. Just chilling out, maxing out, relaxing out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go?
Excellent.
For me, I'm in the process of trying to plan my birthday party, and relying on other people is taking really long, and it's really bothersome for me to like be emailing, corresponding with people for months and wait and wait and wait. Don't rely on dive bars for anything is the advice I can give you.
I just gotta talk to my boy.
Yeah,
Talk
you do.
to your people.
I'll go
Have them get back
tonight.
to my people.
Your people being your email.
Yeah, my people being my email. I don't have people.
We're your people.
True. But besides that, I'm excited for my birthday party. I'm gonna be 25, quarter of a century.
Woo, woo.
25 to 30 age bracket. Let's go.
Yes.
Dude, I was filling out one of the forms that I had to do online, just like any form, a form. I can't remember what it was, and I was no longer in 18 to 24 bracket, and it made me really sad.
You're literally irrelevant. Welcome to the club.
Aging.
You're no longer part of the youth.
Mm-mm.
Well, I think my pit or shit. Is it shit now?
Shit and tea.
Shit and tea. Fucking LA traffic, dude. I know it's basic, but like that shit sucks. There's no reason driving 26 miles should take 2 hours.
Oh my god.
Everyone
Ever.
should get run over.
For any reason.
And it's the fucking people in LA's fault. Like, you guys just don't know how to drive. And it drives me nuts.
It's all the people who moved from Wisconsin that are here now.
No, literally. And it's always like, you know, out of state plates and shit.
Hey,
where I'm
now.
like, dude, come on. No, I mean, except you. You've learned. We're the same driver. We're
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
on the
true.
road.
It's like how in Long Beach, like at least 3 cars need to go after the light turns yellow or someone's going to be pissed.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've bitched about the drivers here before.
Mm,
It's not good. Today, on my drive to Long Beach, I had to slam on my brakes because the person in front of me slammed on their brakes. And then I had to do that weird thing where you're like trying to slow yourself down. So you kind of like,
like little squiggly.
a little squiggly. And then I was like looking in my rearview mirror to make sure that the person behind me wasn't going to rear end me. It was really scary. And that was after my burrito peed on me.
Awesome.
So as you can imagine, I was like,
I was gonna say tranquil and, you know, peaceful, just chilling,
yeah,
not
but
screaming your head off.
yeah. And then I got here safely, I guess, but
I guess.
at what cost?
Yeah.
Was it a good burrito?
It was not even a good burrito, but the guy in the drive-thru was really, really sweet.
Oh,
Mhm.
Wait, where did you get it from?
It's like a place called Bravo Burgers, but
Sick.
the Pomona location's better. I got it in Chino Hills, which
Nah.
I picked up. I picked up an entryway table. What is it called? A console table,
Mhm.
kind of like that one,
Okay.
for my new tattoo studio that I'm moving into.
yay!
That's new and exciting.
Is it still Ink Slut?
It's still Inkslut. It's just relocated, and it's this studio is like cheaper.
Fuck yeah.
So, anyways, I picked one up from like a Facebook Marketplace seller earlier, and then she was like, "Do you want help loading it into the car?" And I was like, "No, don't worry about it. It's really light." I loaded it into my car, and then the glass panel just like fell on the concrete driveway.
First mistake.
By everything that is holy, like it didn't shatter or like crack as far as I know. But I was really embarrassed, so I just threw it in my trunk and drove here, and it was like rickety the entire time I was driving here, so that was awesome.
Terrifying.
Dude, when we first moved from Azusa to Long Beach, we moved the mini fridge that we have that you got me for Christmas. And I didn't realize, but I took out like a layer or like little like floor of the like mini fridge. And it was in my trunk. And so every time I like hit the brakes hard, it would just like sound like glass was breaking,
Oh,
like in my trunk.
well,
And I never looked at it because the trunk was like a bad place for a while.
It's still a bad place.
It's not. It's fine. It's just it has my
I
bike.
haven't seen the floor of your trunk since you bought the car
It's got a bike in there. That's it now.
3 years ago.
Yeah,
You have a bike in your trunk?
I do. My coworker gave me a foldable bike, and I sometimes take it around Hollywood.
That's sick.
It is. It's very convenient. It's very fucking convenient.
The green one?
No, the green one lives out there. That one's dead to me. I need to get rid of that. But
Ethan has chores on the balcony.
I do. I do have chores in the balcony. But no, it's David. You met him or
Yes.
shit, whatever.
He doesn't listen
you
to
can
this.
say his name.
Yeah, but he gave it to me before he left because he just didn't have any room for it. So I'm
Cool.
mobile wherever I go.
On the move.
On the move. Yeah.
All right. Well, that sums up our shit and tea.
Speaking of terrifying, do you want to go into your review?
Oh yeah.
Terrifier 3 rocks. Don't go watch it if you don't like gore. Don't go watch it if you don't understand what they're trying to do with the film. I don't know. That's all I'm going to say.
Is it as gross as people are saying online? Because people are like, oh, I threw up, or oh, I had to leave. It was nauseating.
I mean, it was gross, but I went opening night and everyone there on opening night is there because they want to see Terrifier 3. So no one like walked out or anything, but I did get queasy in the final like 20 minutes, which has never happened to me in a horror
Really?
film. I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm going to throw up, but I was like, oh, like I can't look at that right now. Like that's pretty fucking gnarly.
Yeah. Okay.
But I will say 2 had a semblance of a plot. 3 has a plot, but they could have taken 2 kills out and then just focus more on the plot for it to make sense. Because there's something going on. Like there's definitely like imagery and like religious themes happening, but
Are there?
oh yeah.
See, this
Okay.
is how I felt about Long Legs.
Yeah.
In what way?
Everything. Like I was just kind of
All of it.
Okay.
all of it.
It all.
So true.
Speaking of long legs, I watched really late to the game, but I watched Silence of the Lamb for the first time.
Fuck yeah.
Really?
It's for the yeah.
That's so surprising to me. I figured you would have seen it by now.
Yeah. Well, I had no idea what it was even about. I don't know why I had just like assumed that it was like more paranormal or like that type of horror.
Dude, I thought so too before seeing it. I don't know why.
Right?
I think it was the poster.
Yeah.
I
Right.
don't
Yeah. It seemed like really creepy. It was really creepy, but it was like obviously it was about like serial killers.
Yeah,
Like,
very
I-
true crimey.
Very true crimey,
Mhm.
and I had no idea what I was signing up for. It was really good though. I don't remember where I was going with that. Oh, but it did. You guys were saying that Long Legs reminded you of Silence of the Lambs,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and I can see that now.
It's almost kind of a direct rip, damn near. But
Mhm.
I think Long Legs was like a lot more. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Satanic panic.
yes. Yeah.
Which I think is lame.
The Satanic Panic is lame. Use your brains.
Yeah. Well, I think
Like,
Like we can make things scary without like including Satan.
yeah.
with movies in general, I feel like more so lately. By that, I mean like the past 15 years. I think a lot of writers kind of tend to spoon feed you the plot where I don't need that. Like you can give me some context clues. The last act just kind of told you verbatim exactly what happened, word for word, spoken from the mouth of the person who did the things that happened in that movie. There was no narration prior to that, so it was just very weird.
Yeah,
It was like a weird thing.
It's the golden rule: show, don't tell.
Yeah, exactly. For
Like
a movie.
you don't need to. Yeah, like you don't need to just go like, hey, by the way, this is what this is about. Ha! Like
Yeah, it was super
it's
lazy.
literally just yeah. No, I feel that.
So, what would you guys consider to be the best Halloween movie of all time?
Ooh, of all time.
Of all time.
I want to hear you guys' first before I answer.
I want you to.
I'll
answer.
go first. I don't remember the exact name. The one that Adam Sandler just put out.
Hubie Halloween.
That's my answer.
Cute.
It's a classic. It's a
A classic.
It's a modern classic.
Classic in the making.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a great one.
I don't really like. I'm not very well versed on like classic horror movies. because a lot of them are like more like gore type of horror,
Yeah.
and like that's just never really like appealed to me, like slashers and stuff. But I mean, I guess I can just answer with my favorite horror movie. Actually, I don't really have one.
No,
other
you
than,
gotta
like-
give an answer.
uh,
Just like whatever pops in your head. Fuck whoever's mad about it.
okay, well, my favorite Halloween movie, specifically Halloween, is as basic as it is, Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's cutie.
I could
That's a good
recite
one.
like the
Yeah.
whole movie, but my favorite horror movie is still Hereditary, as basic as that is too.
Nice.
Kick rocks.
I think that that's a good choice. I feel like my horror movie takes are always bad compared to everybody else's. I do really like slasher movies, which is surprising probably because I say that I don't like gore. But when I say that I don't like gore, I mean like excessive gore. Like
Squelching.
when I think of squelching, I think of flesh.
Mhm.
Yum. And I do want to go back to Terrifier for one moment
Okay.
because I don't want to just rip on it. I think that it's like an indie movie and there's a lot of artistry that comes to it. And I like slasher films specifically because there's a lot of practical effects, which I am very fond of, versus like CGI effects. I just don't like that specific franchise. But I do feel left out a little bit and I'm sad that I don't like it. I wish that I did because it seems so fun to be a part of like a new modern face of horror in the making. Like clearly
Yeah.
Art the Clown is a very brandable character and that's what they're doing with him right now. And it's just not my particular taste. But I feel like slashers are just classic Halloween-y to me. So for Halloween specific movies, I'm probably gonna go for like a Friday the 13th or like a Nightmare on Elm Street because they're very campy and they're very fun to watch. Those are always good movies to watch with people around you.
I like those because it's just classic Halloween. to me.
Yeah. It's like very over the top on purpose.
You're like, obviously that was fake.
Yeah. They're so fun to watch.
Whereas like new ones, I'm like, I feel like that could happen to me on Halloween actually.
Oh, Trick or Treat is another good classic.
That was my honorable mention.
Yeah, I love Trick or
I
Treat.
love Trick or Treat. That's a classic for sure.
I also love Saw. Mostly just the first one.
Yeah, that's a good
Okay.
one.
I think that the gore in it is warranted because it's like meant to be like freak show, like what the fuck is happening.
And it builds up. It's like the very last like 40 minutes of the movie where it's like, oh, now we're like really in gore
Yeah.
like territory. Whereas, yeah,
Yeah, build up to it. I don't want it to be the first scene.
yeah.
For me, at least.
Well, I think my favorite Halloween, like if it's October, what's happening? Oh, nice. If it's October, I'm going to watch Halloween, like the John Carpenter Halloween 1 through 3, no matter what. I wasn't allowed to watch it as a kid, so it wasn't like so many kids running around were like, oh, Michael Myers or whatever. And like, I was like, I don't know who the fuck that is. Like, like I know who he is, but
Yeah.
like that's like the most basic ass horror movie. And you can't convince me now that there's a better slasher series
Mhm.
besides Michael Myers. And I hate that it's like a basic answer, but that first one, I can watch it any day, any night, and it's just so good. The soundtrack, the feel of the movie, it's so good.
Mhm. Well, I think things that are popular for a reason. I hate when people are like, well, you can't like that pick isn't interesting because everyone loves it. It's good for a reason. Everyone
Yeah.
loves it for a reason.
Yeah.
So true. Yeah, there's a difference between basic and classic.
Ooh, good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And it was revolutionary for the
Mhm.
time. Like it truly launched a whole new era of horror.
What do you think of the Rob Zombie Halloween?
I hate those.
Really?
See, that's how I feel people view Terrifier is the Rob Zombie like that's how I feel about Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Elaborate.
I think it's edgy, and this is my opinion on most Rob Zombie horror films.
Mhm.
It's edgy for the sake of being edgy, and I'm very aware that can be thrown on Terrifier as well.
Yeah.
But it's almost like maybe it's the stemming from like my hate for like the early 2000s, but like it just Rob Zombie's Halloween is like if you took Michael Myers and threw him into a prog rock or like new metal music video and
Okay.
just let him run. And I fucking hate
Just let
it.
him loose.
Sounds corny.
I hate it. It's the worst.
I don't particularly hate it. I also don't hate Rob Zombie movies, so it's interesting how I don't really like Terrifier, but I don't mind
Right.
like House of a Thousand Corpses. I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just they just feel very time stamped in the early 2000s,
Mhm.
and again, that might be a me problem.
Maybe 'cause I think that's what I like about it because you can definitely tell like the era of all movie. Like when we go to the original Halloween, it's like, oh, it's so 80s, and that's what I love about it. Or
Yeah.
so 70s,
70s,
79.
yeah, 70s, late
Yeah.
70s. Fun fact: my photography teacher in my community college photography class was a extra. She's like one of the ambulance people in Halloween 2.
That's so sick. Wait, didn't they film H2O in Old Town La Puente?
They did, yeah,
Yay!
yeah.
That's really cool.
Shout out LP.
That was the coolest part about her. Sorry.
Speaking of Halloween movies, we can do honorable mentions as well. Non horror.
I like it.
I think Halloween Town is the way to go.
The Great
Shout out.
Pumpkin,
The
Snoopy.
Great Pumpkin.
Shout
another
out
great one.
Halloween Town.
He came dressed appropriately for our theme today.
I
And
tried.
I had another one, but I lost it.
Scary Godmother.
I love Hocus Pocus.
Oh, that's what I was. Yeah, okay, that's the direction I was going in. Cassie and I watched Twitches.
Love.
So
with
good.
Tia and Tamara. I don't know.
Love that song.
Oh, you didn't grow up with
Oh,
like live action
I did not.
Disney. Okay.
I did not.
Would
But I
love
know who
to-
Tia and Tamara are, so
Yeah.
cool.
Would love for you to discuss your lore later. Maybe we can do a religious episode.
I think we should start interviewing people.
I think we should start interviewing people.
Yeah. I told Donovan that he should be on the pod.
You
Yes.
would love that.
Yeah.
Shout out Dono.
Shout out Dono.
If you're listening, man. Fucking love you.
You gotta
Shame
be.
you won't be at our Halloween party, but
You will be missed.
does anyone have any other honorable mentions?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Oh, not me. Sorry.
SpongeBob's episode where they go to the fucking last bus stop.
the
the
I hated that episode.
yeah, I love that episode.
That is one of my favorite, and it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
as a
Also,
kid.
yeah, the hash singing slasher.
That one classic.
That one episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog where he's like, "Return the slab."
the slab. King Anubis, I think,
Yeah,
or I don't know. Maybe it's not Anubis. That's whatever.
Ramses.
Ramses.
Every
Ramses.
episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog is a horror movie to me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's what I love about it.
It scared me as a
See, and
child.
to be a contradicting little shit, I love that era of Cartoon Network, which
Mhm.
is early 2000s weird. Like they just got to do whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
So much of that shit is so weird to look at now. Like Ed and Eddie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
terrifying. Honestly,
Freaky.
it's not. a
It didn't
fun
age
watch.
well. Like you can't rewatch it.
I could rewatch it.
I was gonna say, yeah.
She's built different.
No, but we watched it with your friends when they stayed here, and we were all pretty.
It was Izzy, right?
Yeah, I didn't know if we
Shout,
could.
shout out Izzy.
Let's go.
If you listen, I guess.
I feel like Izzy would be a great guest in the pod.
She would be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we watched Ed and Eddie, and I think we were all high, and I was like, "This is not fun. Like, what the fuck is happening?"
Have you guys ever seen Ren and Stimpy?
Oh, dude, yeah.
That shit is haunting.
us?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure I did.
Used to love Ren and Stimpy.
So creepy.
Yeah,
I can't think of it.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Me
late
neither.
'90s, 2000s, like cartoons were just like unhinged.
hmm
It was strange. I don't know.
Oh, Max is being so cute.
He's so like excited that we have the pool table in the hallway right now.
I love him so much. He's so sweet. What about you, Vivi? Any honorable mentions?
I feel like I'm gonna have to go with Coraline just because it's like
Hell yeah.
such a fun, weird movie. I never really thought of it as spooky, but it's just like nostalgic and fun and autumnal.
It's definitely creepy.
Mm,
the vibes are there.
the vibes are there.
Similarly, I feel like there are some. Well, maybe not some. I'm thinking of a specific movie. The Shining is very much a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
What?
Very winter.
Yeah, that's why.
Christmas.
Christmas.
I think it's set around Christmas time, question mark.
That's none of my business.
I don't remember if it. I think so, but it's definitely in the winter. Like there's snow.
Yeah.
It's like a horror movie that's not Halloween. It's very much
Yeah.
winter, Christmas.
Again, Terrifier 3 is a Christmas movie,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is. I forgot about that.
which was awesome.
I read no, I didn't read. I listened to because I want to know what's happening. I'm nosy. So I listened to or watch TikToks that are like spoilers for the whole series. So I know what happens in it.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a pleasant experience to watch, but it seems fun.
It's fun.
I look up the plot while I'm at the movies in the movie.
What was the movie that we were in that was like not a scary movie or like a thriller in any sense, and you had to look up the plot? And I was like, seriously? What are you doing?
Oh my god, I can't even think of it.
God, what was it?
What was it about?
It was like I don't even remember why I couldn't.
You were scared.
I was real scared. Woody scared.
I think it was Dee Dee.
It was Dee Dee. I looked up the plot of Dee Dee while we were.
You were too stressed out.
I don't think I know what Dee Dee is.
It was like a A24 film about a like a middle school kid, I guess.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, that new one that just came out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's about Chinese immigrant parents, question mark, and coming of age story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great coming of age story. Very mid 90s if you've ever seen it,
It's yeah. I would
but
say
from
that
a
they were
non-white perspective.
Yeah, they were strongly influenced by the vibe of mid 90s.
Okay, that's pretty cool because I didn't really like mid 90s personally.
This one was hard because I didn't love the main character because he wasn't a great person, to be honest.
Most middle school kids aren't.
But I don't in comparison to other characters, they just made him look so bad that it was stressing me out that I had to know what was going to happen
That's fair.
because I was worried about my guy.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like about the main thing I didn't like about mid 90s was the whole Alexa Demi thing. That really was weird to watch.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot.
She was 25 in that.
Yeah, and I think he was still 13, the actor. So it was just I wish that wasn't the choice that was made there.
It was an interest. I understand what they were trying to show, but there are other ways.
Yeah.
I forgot what they make out or something, or they.
I'm pretty sure they full on have sex.
Oh, word.
I
But
can't remember.
I couldn't tell you. I tried to block it out from my memory.
Yeah, I think I was on my phone during that part of the movie.
Speaking of horrors,
What are we going to do? Fears? Do we want to do fears?
Oh
that's
yeah.
fun.
Fears and phobias.
Who wants to go first? Okay, I'll go. Everything. I walk outside and I'm afraid. Mainly bugs.
Oh, yeah.
Any type. It doesn't matter. Even a ladybug. I'm scared.
Well, I think ladybugs are endangered, question mark, and the ones that we see in the US are mostly Asian lady beetles, which do bite.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So they are scary.
They're an invasive species, but ladybugs aren't. But Asian lady beetles look exactly like ladybugs, except their spots are less spotty and more triangular.
So maybe I'm just intuitive.
Yeah, you sense that they are predators.
And I am no prey. Is that, yeah.
So everything and especially bugs.
Even I think butterflies are beautiful, but do not put that shit near me. I don't like those little butterfly groves. I don't want to be touched by butterflies.
Yeah, close up, they're really freaky looking.
Yeah, I'm not into bugs. It's not my thing.
Okay. Anything else that you have a strong specific fear of?
Raw meat.
You like sushi though, right?
Yeah, but that's different. And if I have a piece of sushi that's a little too warm, I can't eat it for the next 6 months.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm afraid of new things. Okay, this is therapy now. Someone else go.
Go ahead, Vivi. When I was younger, my biggest fear was marrying somebody and then getting murdered by them. I had a
What the fuck?
Okay,
have-
gone.
I had a lot of like my mom was very like stranger danger. Like she tried to teach me about like strangers and being safe and stuff. But I think she just made me really paranoid. Because I thought people were following me for most of my life until I was like 14.
Every time you say this, it kills me.
Why?
Because it just sounds like you were like schizophrenic or something.
I probably had like some sort of mental disorder that was undiagnosed. I still do, I'm sure. But yeah, I was like convinced people were like watching me or like trying to kidnap me. I also didn't realize that you could be kidnapped past the age of 18. When I was really little, I thought that you just like were like immune to it afterwards.
Mhm.
But you know, I didn't correlate
Like you could
abducted.
get vaccinated and shit.
Yeah, like once you're 18,
Unkidnappable.
they can't kidnap you. You're not a kid anymore. In my head, that's
Once
how
you're
that
an adult,
worked.
you know how to avoid that.
Well, let's hope so.
Knock
Well,
on
that's what like, you
wood.
thought.
Huh?
That's like what you thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I was a kid.
That's really cute.
Yeah, well, I guess so. I guess my fears were just being abducted and being murdered.
And what are your fears now?
Being abducted and murdered, but as an adult.
Being murdered sounds like it would be pretty horrible, yeah. But I know that murderers don't tend to go for people with tattoos because they're more identifiable, so it's not necessarily something of concern at the moment.
So you're saying cover the whole body.
Yeah, I told my mom that because she used to hate that I would get tattoos, but I was just like, I'm less susceptible to kidnappers, by the way, just letting you know that. Because she's very like true crime. Like I got into true crime because she loved true crime, but I shouldn't have been listening to true crime when I was like 7. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of wild. I wonder how old that statistic is.
What's
'Cause-
statistic?
Like
The tattoo.
the likelihood of you being kidnapped if you have tattoos.
Yeah.
Because
I would assume even more. I would assume higher. Like a higher percentage that you won't get kidnapped.
I agree because we live in such a surveillance state. So
Yeah.
like, there's so many cameras everywhere.
no, for sure. I get
I'm not
that.
talking about like 1 or 2. I'm talking about like sleeves.
No, I know, but I do feel like the rise in tattoos generally may have swayed that. I don't know. I'm just curious if
We're not
that's
talking
if
about,
that holds.
We're not saying you can't get like murdered necessarily, but like you're definitely less likely to get like kidnapped and murdered.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I just wonder because I feel like a lot of people, especially like around our age, are tattooed or
Yeah. I was thinking that too because like I think like 1
Yeah.
in 3 people have at least a tattoo.
yeah. And I guess like if you're covered, then maybe that's a different. I don't know.
Right.
I'm curious. I'll have to do some research on that because that's interesting.
He's not
Yeah.
going to research this ever again.
We just love to spread misinformation on the podcast, truly.
Yeah.
No, but I'm like,
We had to cut out so much stuff last episode.
really?
We were just straight up wrong, not on purpose, but like wrong to the point of like if we put it out, we'd have to issue a statement possibly.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. At the
No,
time of
I'm really
recording,
excited.
I didn't realize. We didn't always, you know what? Never mind.
We don't fact check ourselves. We don't look anything up before we say it. We just post it and hope for the best.
Do spreading
They
misinformation.
have the same PR team that JD Vance and Donald Trump have.
You're my PR team.
Yeah. You guys weren't supposed
You're
to
my
fact check
people.
us.
Whenever I listen to our like most recent episode for edits, I realize how much of a bimbo I sound like.
You
don't.
Really
You don't.
embarrassing.
You don't
I,
sound like a bimbo.
I love to seem like I know what I'm talking about, but
I think you don't give yourself enough credit
thanks.
Agree.
because I feel like you're
Oh.
like making a point and they're like, well, I don't know. And I'm like,
Yeah,
no, you were on the money.
I do
You
that
were
a
on the
lot.
money.
I
Like,
I'll
I'm like
try to be
shaking my
better.
head in my car being like, yeah,
know what?
no, she's spitting facts. And then
Yeah, okay. I'll try to be better about that. But oh, were you done talking about your fears?
No, but we can move on.
No, I want to hear.
I wanna
Okay.
hear.
A lot of them just have to do with me being younger. I was a very scared child, I think.
I was too.
Me too.
But I think I just watched too much SVU. I was really scared that people were gonna like put cameras in the bathroom and watch me go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
You were really afraid of being watched.
Much to unpack there.
Yeah, I wonder if that affects you somehow to this day.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure there's something
I
that
think it
affects me.
does.
It's because I watched a lot of SVU when I was younger. Like there was one that I specifically remember. He put a camera under the little like public bathroom, like the what is it called? The
Stall?
no, like the thing that you lift, the seat.
Toilet lid. This,
Yeah, the seat. What?
Sorry, it's just funny that you couldn't think of that word.
I was really scared that I was going to be pregnant as a child.
Oh my god.
Not for any nefarious purposes. I just had like a lot of obsessive compulsive like thoughts that would enter my brain, and I would be like, what if this public toilet paper bathroom made me pregnant? I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I kind of had the same though. Like when I
You thought you were gonna get pregnant?
no, no, it was just like once I learned what STDs were, going to a
Okay,
public
yeah.
restroom was so fucking hard for me.
Yeah. You don't know who goes in there.
No, it was
What?
gross. Like, yeah. Anyways,
And people are
Different thing,
disgusting. Well, similar.
similar-ish.
Like,
Like I would go into the bathroom feeling fear as well.
yeah. I was just feeling fear as a child, I think,
See, that's how I feel like today.
as an adult.
Yeah.
Now I feel like somewhat invincible, which is really bad, I think.
I think that's slay.
See, no, because every time I see someone and they kind of catch, if I catch someone looking at me, I immediately think that they are gonna do something bad to me.
Really?
Yeah, like I will just like stop in my tracks. Like if I'm in the car about to get out, I will sit in that car for like 10 minutes, just watching them to see what they're gonna do.
That's fair given where we live.
Okay, well, it's not that bad. I'm talking like broad daylight. Like I have no reason to be doing this.
Also, we just like hear a lot about like human trafficking.
We do.
Yeah.
Like it's really scary as a woman to like not have a knife or a gun on me. I don't know.
I have a big ass knife in my car. You don't have knives in your car?
Mine's in my
I need a
nightstand.
knife.
You do need a knife.
Christmas gift idea? Question mark.
I,
I thought we were doing Christmas
We're not-
gifts.
Yeah, you don't got nobody this year, babe.
Okay.
I can
I
get
guess
her
I
a
don't
knife.
need protection.
I can get her a knife. It'll be fine.
You can get a knife after the wedding.
Just
Sorry.
don't get.
Your safety will have to wait till
Yeah.
after the wedding.
We sort of agreed,
Jacob, get Elena a knife.
we sort of agreed we wouldn't do gifts this year because we're all really poor. But I feel like we can chip in for a knife.
We can all pull together. All
I don't
8
need
of
an
us?
expensive knife, guys.
I might have an.
I was gonna say
I got like $2 to give.
Dude, like
I might have an
Jesus.
extra knife. I'll
Fuck me.
assess.
I actually
You
do have.
extra
I
knives.
do have an extra knife. I can give you a knife. I got you.
Look at this. Your brother was gonna make you wait for safety,
Hmm.
He's the one
knowing he had it in his
that's- he's the
nightstand.
one that's
Probably.
saving the day.
Curious.
Curiouser.
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 What are you afraid of, Ethan?
Yeah.
I hate spiders. I try not to, and I can kill them. But
you
like,
have to.
if the roles were like, if you weren't afraid of spiders, I definitely, unfortunately, might be that guy who's like, babe, there's a spider, come kill it, because I fucking hate spiders. They
What is
bother
it?
me.
About them.
It's the if I really think about it, it's the fucking eyes. I hate that they have 8 eyes.
Oh,
Freaks
it's
me the fuck
freaky.
out.
Did you
Grosses
watch
me out.
Harry Potter as a child?
I did.
Hate that scene.
You were allowed to watch Harry Potter as a child?
That's actually funny. So I wasn't until my aunt, shout out my aunt, I love her so much. She read the books because she was just super into reading and all that. And everyone who was like religious back then was like, oh, like it's witchcraft. You shouldn't watch that if
Right.
you're a Christian or whatever.
Mhm.
And so I think my parents, well, my mom specifically had her go and watch it first and basically like see if it was appropriate. And she was like, yeah, it's completely fine. And so
Okay.
then we went to like every single Harry Potter premiere.
That's cute.
So maybe
After
that's where it stemmed, is that one scene.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's Chamber of Secrets? Or no?
No, I think it's 3 Prisoner of Azkaban. I don't know.
Dementors are really scary.
Oh no, the Dementors. Yeah, so maybe it is 2. I think you're right. I think it's Chamber of Secrets. You're 100% right.
I
That's
was
like
really
the
into
snake one,
Harry
too.
Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Basilisk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're 100% right.
I was really afraid of Draco's dad.
He was freaky.
Fuck that
Lucius-
guy, dude. Fuck
Yeah,
Lucius.
Malfoy.
Piece
He
of
was
shit.
freaky.
Add him to my list of fears.
Lucius Malfoy. I was really into Harry Potter as a kid. I read all the books and I watched all the movies. But you know
Same.
what's really scary? Transphobia.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
dude. So I was conflicted about Harry Potter for a minute,
Hmm.
and there's a really great video game called The Wizarding World of Harry, or I think it's just The Wizarding World or something. I don't know,
Uh-huh.
but it's an open world RPG style game. You get to be whoever you want. Funniest thing is it's not affiliated with J.K. Rowling.
Really?
And I was surprised because when you create your character, you can give them any type, like some RPGs you can choose like your gender, non-binary, whatever the fuck. This one doesn't let you do that, but you can change the voice you have. So like you can, which I thought was interesting. I was like, oh, weird. This seems like something J.K. Rowling would not be a fan of.
Oh, she would put her foot down about that.
No, and so I looked into it, and she had nothing to do with the game, and that's why they were
Slay.
allowed to. And they do a bunch of social commentary. So shout out to those people who created that game.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
And it's a great fucking game, and you get to kill all the spiders you want if you want to. So
That sounds like fun.
it's a lot of fun. Just ride my broom and kill spiders.
And what else besides spiders?
Recently, not recently, but like I was a swimmer in high school, and I've always liked water.
Don't
But-
spoil it for your interview episode, okay?
Should I not tell my fear about?
Not too much
He has a
backstory
lot
now.
more lore than just this.
Yeah, what the hell? I basically I'll whatever. We went to Donner Lake, which is the place that the Donner Party all cannibalized and killed themselves or whatever the fuck. But I jumped into that lake, and
Right.
it was a lot deeper. Right.
Right.
Long story short, we were at a lake. I was already creeped out by the scenery and like what went down historically, and I jumped into the lake at like the very end of the pier, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go see how far the floor is.
No.
And so I just kept swimming and following this chain that was like tied to the pier, and after like probably 20 feet I was like, no. And I like freaked the fuck out, shot back up to the surface, and like swam as fast, like my life depended on it. And ever since then, water I can't see the bottom of, not my fucking thing.
I don't like
Like-
water that's more than like 2 feet deep, if I'm being for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can do the ocean, but I'm definitely on edge.
I can't do the ocean.
Like whereas like a kid I would swim out to like way the fuck out where you couldn't touch the bottom,
I remember that.
and like now I'm like, okay, like my feet are kind of still touching, and I freak out and I have to like swim back. Whoa, what was that?
I don't know.
It was just one of the cats jumping off the pool table.
Oh.
I have a fear of the ocean because I once saw a dead dog wash up on shore
Oh my god.
That is the craziest story ever.
with a bite taken out of it.
Oh my god.
I was 8.
That's so gruesome.
Oh my god.
It
I
was-
forget about this story.
It
It's
was
so
in
wild.
Seal Beach. I don't think my mom really took us to the beach a lot after that. Like, and if it was like a way farther south. But
yeah.
Just the parking lot of the beach. Just like, look at the beach.
the theory was that the boat or whatever was going to Catalina, and the dog jumped off and
Oh,
got bit. And it had been a while because like everything was very grayish. There was I don't remember seeing red or blood, so I'm assuming it had been a while.
yeah.
But that was traumatizing. It was like a tan and white Jack Russell Terrier.
No.
That is so
That
sad.
makes me so sad. Yeah,
that's why
fuck,
that's why I
that's-
don't like the ocean.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't know. Deep water and some of like that whole like sub mechanic phobia, whatever the fuck it is, like structures under like man-made structures underwater
Yeah.
Yeah,
freak
Those
me
are
the
freaky.
fuck out. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, I would love the like adventure side of me wants to be able to be like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking scuba dive and go see a shipwreck. Because I
Yeah.
know I like exploring shit and like going through like abandoned stuff, but the whole water aspect just really throws me. Can't do it.
Yeah, that doesn't really scare me. Like the only thing that would freak me out is the idea of maybe finding a dead body in
Ugh.
yeah.
Even those like
Shipwreck.
statues underwater.
I don't know.
Like there's
Maybe if they're like really realistic, like how mannequins are kind of creepy, but like
there's one that's like Jason from Friday the 13th. That's just
Really?
like a statue somewhere. I don't remember where it is.
See, that would make me laugh.
That would freak me out. I think there's one that's also, I guess they were filming like a Loch Ness Monster movie.
Cool.
And there's just like a Loch Ness Monster statue somewhere on the bottom of the ocean. I'm assuming like somewhere in Europe. I don't really remember where. This is where we just spread misinformation because I can't fact check this.
Yeah.
This monster is a Irish?
Scottish?
Scottish.
Scottish,
It's
yeah.
Scottish. Yeah.
European.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, but there's just like statues like that that are just like underwater.
I feel like if I saw like some type of like old like Greek statue or like a sculpture of like a normal looking person or like woman,
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm thinking like Medusa but underwater. Like I'd freak the fuck out seeing that.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a creepy statue, it's creepy.
It's
Whether
creepy
if
no
it's
matter
above,
what.
yeah.
No, for
Is
real.
there an explanation to why we have these underwater? Were they
Atlantis.
offerings
Atlantis.
Offerings. Were they offerings? That's cute.
to the water gods?
I don't know.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was aggressive. I think a lot of things sink, especially back before like there was a lot of. That sounded really stupid. A lot of ships
Yeah,
have.
shit sinks.
No way.
Yeah, no. Well, shit floats.
Yeah,
but,
you just.
but but what I meant is like we hear about sometimes like boats sinking sometimes. I can't imagine back in when like everything was wooden
hmm
and like just fucking whatever.
How do they do it, man?
I'm sure a lot of stuff got fucked up on the ocean and just like fell there.
hmm
I don't know, dude. Whatever.
For sure.
You're asking the wrong people that question. I don't think we know.
Yeah.
I don't know shit.
Okay. Was that
That was my fears.
okay?
Yeah.
Well, okay. On a similar topic
Fuck yeah.
with the ocean, sharks are really up there for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah. Soul
Um,
Surfer really scarred me.
I've never seen it, but
Don't watch it.
yeah, ever since I watched a video in like, I don't know, maybe 9th grade about the goblin shark. It's really fucked me up ever
The
since.
what?
Those-
The goblin shark.
Max. He had a little ball in his mouth. He looked really cute. Sorry.
It's like Max does not look like a goblin shark. What the hell?
No, he was just looking at me with a little red ball in his mouth.
Okay, we're sidetracked. I have to piss. I'm sorry.
Babe. Goblin shark specifically. And then also Steve Irwin was my hero when I was a little kid. So when he died because of a stingray,
Babe.
I don't love this. Just gonna sit like this.
oh, okay.
Babe.
We have some technical developments to adjust to with having a fourth mic. It's okay.
Anyways, goblin sharks
And stingrays.
and stingrays.
So just like the ocean as a whole. And well, I'm glad I'm last because I have a lot.
For the amount of water signs on this couch right now, there's a lot of ocean and water fears, which is really interesting.
Maybe it's our karmic lesson.
I'm also
Elaborate.
afraid of water.
I
I think we all sing.
I think we can all sing.
also cockroaches and crustaceans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't eat seafood, and especially not crustaceans. They freak me out. They are just bugs.
How do you
and
feel-
They are just cockroaches.
cephalopods?
Fuck them.
Fuck 'em.
Remind me what the fuck cephalopods are.
It's like the family of like squid and octopus.
We're really the two dumb bitches on the couch right now. Because I didn't know either.
Well, like I'm
It's
not
okay.
really like as afraid of them as I am
It's
of
okay,
like crustaceans
Mhm.
or like isopods. Did you guys know that roly polies? This is a fact.
You did tell me this.
That roly polies are
Ew.
they're not bugs. They're not insects. They are isopods, or they're in that family.
I have seen those big isopods that people eat.
I was about to say, is that still a
Yeah,
thing on TikTok?
Yeah. You
Like-
can.
I'm picturing the Emperor's New Groove. Kronk like orders the bug, and then he like smacks it, and then it just like it like splits
Ugh.
open, and it's like all steamy.
If only it was that easy. Those
And-
videos are gross.
They're disgusting.
The thought of the texture of squid makes me want to vomit.
I-
That's how I feel about shrimp.
I feel like it's of raw
Yeah.
chicken.
I do love calamari. I fear
Mm.
No, calamari is awesome.
calamari fucks.
Yeah, calamari can. Yeah,
I've never had it. I'm not in that tax bracket.
Well,
Bro,
I
I
mean, you
was
don't-
eating that shit at like the fucking. I don't. What,
Oh, so was
like
it?
hometown buffet.
yeah, no, like the dog shit ass
Yeah, if I'm gonna try
What was
it,
it
it's gonna be the good kind.
Olive
elephant
Garden.
cafe,
Elephant bar.
elephant bar.
I miss
Elephant bar. What
Was
happened
there a
there?
thing? Was that a thing in Georgia?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a very strange American
it was a-
restaurant.
Weirdly had like 2 sushi rolls on the menu or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Elephant Bar that used to be there where I grew up is now a
The
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I found my love for calamari was Elephant Bar.
I fucking love Elephant Bar.
Sundays after church, a little calamari.
Don't know why, but my family went there after funerals sometimes.
Oh.
So sometimes that is associated with
Same
it.
thing, to be honest.
I don't know why that is. Maybe because it's like nicer, so it like feels respectful. I
It's
don't know.
Dead people energy. Oh, that's one of my fears.
Dead people?
Yeah.
so
like-
real.
Like corpse?
Yep.
Hmm.
I mean, since always, but my ex, his grandpa died, and
Mhm.
then well, they were Catholic, so we got to see his body in like this really, really tiny room before they did the funeral,
Mm.
and like I knew the guy, but I didn't really know him very well. And
Yeah.
it just like really freaked me out. I had a panic attack, and then I felt really bad because I was like, am I selfish for having a panic attack? And then like they're grieving over like their grandpa and husband, and like, you know,
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's
that's
a
your
weird
body's
position.
natural reaction.
it's just like it's like that used to be a person, and now it's just a body. You're telling me that that's just a like that's not a person anymore. Like
yeah.
it's just like a soulless.
A husk
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
to make it scary.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it is scary.
Yeah, no, it's a weird thing.
So gross.
Yeah.
No offense to dead bodies. But they're gross to me.
I don't think they're listening.
Thanks. You don't know that.
Why is Max was like staring at us for that entire combo?
He's so fucking cute.
He's intrigued by what we have to say.
He's upset. He was like, they're recording. Why aren't you hanging out in the room with me?
Guys, we look really legit today. Like this setup. I don't know why.
I do really like this lighting setup, if I'm being honest. I
It's the
kind of fuck with
lighting.
it.
Sit up without jeopardizing this whole operation.
I liked, Vivi, how you were talking about your childhood fears.
Hmm.
I was always really terrified of getting shot.
Fuck me, dude. I need to start supporting the pod so they can get some better equipment.
You know, it's really funny. I asked you for a link the other day and you did not send it.
That is true. I was at work. I apologize.
We're a very DIY podcast, so we're having some technical difficulties this episode. Bear with us.
Believe it or not, it's very hard to find information on the internet about a podcast setup for more than 2 people.
This is so much better.
Yeah.
Yay.
You just like having the dials in front of you.
No, I like being able to sit up straight without worrying about unplugging everyone. Anyways,
My fear as a child was getting shot. I don't know if it's
living in America, baby.
Yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
don't know if it's just because I grew up in Atlanta or if I watched a lot of Cops with my mom. Fuck Cops as
Yeah.
a show and as a gang. But anyways, yeah, it was always a really big fear of mine. Like driving in the car, I was like, if my head is like tall enough to where people can like see it through the window, then it's tall enough to get shot.
Oh my God.
Or like if I was standing in front of a window, like inside the house, I was always terrified of like getting shot in a drive-by.
Oh,
Like genuinely, it was like, and just death in general
I
is
feel like
just
that's
a
a
huge
pretty
fear.
applicable fear now.
yeah.
Mm,
Do you not find yourself scared by that anymore?
I think it was a lot more like it was almost like an obsessive
Mm-hmm.
fear, and now it's just like a lot more rational, I guess. I don't know. I feel
Okay.
safe here, or I feel more safe at my house. Sorry, guys, than here. I mean, like, there's a big window to like a main street right here.
It's
so, like,
scary.
what do you want me to say?
Yeah.
But like, I live in a cul-de-sac in like a safe neighborhood for the most part. So
she's a suburb girly.
yeah,
She's
I've always
living my
lived in the
dream.
suburbs. So
Sometimes I miss the suburbs.
I miss the suburbs dearly.
Sometimes.
you know what? The suburbs, people shit on them a lot, but
It's what you make of them.
There's some shit to say about a garage and a backyard, and that's all I have to say.
I'm so grateful for my garage and backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We live in an eventful, fast-paced area, but at what cost?
I spend so much money on convenience things because I do not want to repark my car. Like, I will Uber Eats anything.
Yeah.
I'm not moving that car.
One time we wanted dessert, so we just bought lava cakes from Domino's to get delivered.
Yep.
And they were awesome.
They fucked.
Mind you, we do
Sponsor
live
us.
around the corner from the Smart and Final, but we're not walking there at night.
Not at night. During the day,
I've done
sure.
it. It's fine, but I'm a man, so
Yeah.
you know.
Maybe once I get a knife, I don't know.
Y'all just walk around with knives like this.
We'll start the Hate Your Guts knife training program.
The
We
last
should
time-
sell knife merch.
That'd
Hate
actually
Your
be
Guts on a
so
fucking
sick.
blade, a pink
Yeah.
blade or some shit.
Fuck yeah.
Crazy.
That'd be really cute. We'd be like those killer clowns that operated in 2016.
Hate your guts, fucking knuckle dusters, dude.
Cute.
Mhm.
You
That's
punch someone,
awesome.
just leaves H8URGTS.
Yeah. That's brilliant.
Or it could be a stamp if you want to go like cutesy with it.
Much to ponder.
Haley's at a loss of words.
Yeah, what's up with that?
What's good?
Tired.
Lame.
Okay. Well,
Lame.
that was all my fears.
Oh, I was going to say I was afraid of authority as a child.
Oh,
Hmm.
me too. I was terrified of my dad. Love him.
Did you guys have the color system in school? Like
Yes.
the little
Mhm.
cards, like green, yellow, orange, red?
Hmm.
I don't. If I did, I don't remember.
Like I was always on green because I was always good because I was scared of authority.
I'm a good noodle.
If
Hmm.
a teacher even if a teacher even threatened to pull my card to a yellow, which by the way, there was no consequence. It was just like, oh, you didn't get the prize at the end of the week. I would cry,
Yeah.
sob almost. And it's like, that's not normal. Like grow up.
Sounds like something I would have done as a kid.
I was so sad about being not perfect.
That's a different fear from what I had. But should we get into it?
Yeah.
Hour and 6 into it.
Jesus
Let's talk
Christ.
about what we came here to talk about.
Vivi, do you have any ghost stories or anything spooky that has ever happened to you? Anything unexplainable?
Can we circle back to me?
Okay. Next.
Yeah.
I, as a kid, had a ghost story. If no one else is going to talk, did you want to go?
No.
Share.
Okay.
You have the floor.
I have the floor. I have the mic. I think I was like 6 or 7, somewhere around there. And it was at my grandparents' house, which was the same address, whatever. We had like a big house and like a small back house that me, my mom, and siblings lived in. But I was staying with my grandparents because my mom was gone for whatever reason. And I like remember waking up and I was staring at the clock and I was like damn near sleep paralysis, thinking like, I can't move. I'm freaked out. And then as I was watching the clock go, like an eye appeared in the clock, and then like another eye
Oh.
and a mouth, and then like hair started forming, and basically like a full-blown, like full-bodied man like apparated into the room in front of the clock. And weirdly enough, it was like straight up like a George Washington looking ass. Like powdered wig type of like, but disheveled, but like that era dress. And I was freaking out, whatever. And it just would stare at me. And so I eventually got up and like ran down the hall, because it was essentially like my bed was in the center of the room, the door was to my left, and the clock was to the right of the door. So it was like right next to it. So the whole time I was like, I don't know if I should move. Should I run through the door? Like, what the fuck? What am I going to do? And so I ran through the door, and I remember feeling like a gust of wind behind me.
Ew.
Like almost like someone was like reaching behind you to like grab you and like missed or something. And so I like run straight down the hall to my grandparents' room. And it was around, I think, President's Day or whatever the fuck.
Oh my God.
George
Interesting.
Washington, whatever. They combined the birthdays into one, President's Day or whatever the fuck. But so I was like, oh my God, there's like some like colonial looking dude in the room. Like what's good with that? And my poor grandparents, who were like probably 60 at that time, were like, you're dreaming, just go back to sleep. Like you're fine. Go back to sleep. And so like I walked back to the room, scared as shit, and he wasn't in the room again. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go back to sleep. Maybe I was dreaming. And I closed my eyes for a little bit, and then I opened them, and he was like right standing above me,
Dude.
like halfway through the bed, not at like the head, and not at the foot, but like just middle of the bed,
Yeah.
and was just like staring down at me and like just blank face. Like it wasn't even like a scary expression or anything like that. But I just remember being like fucking petrified, like just stiff, couldn't move, couldn't speak, like nothing for like 5 minutes. But and I don't subscribe to this anymore, but I was religious back then, and I had my little Bible, my little comic book Bible
Oh.
by the bed. And so like I remember grabbing it and just holding it to my chest and like crying, freaking the fuck out. And once I started doing that, he started slowly like disappearing, and then he was gone.
Oh.
So I don't know what that means or whatever the fuck that was. Maybe it was a fever dream or like some type of sleep paralysis, but
Yeah.
that's like the most visceral, like paranormal, quote unquote, thing I've experienced.
At
Probably.
First,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say at first I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense because like colonial, like that era, like the way you described him. I feel like people weren't even, or like white people weren't even like on this side of the country yet.
No, for real. Yeah.
Around that time. But then I was like, oh wait, like on your mom's side, like you have ancestry of people like that date back to like the Mayflower.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm wondering
That
if
is
it was
true.
like a relative, especially like of like your grandma's.
I wonder, actually.
you know?
I never thought about it that way.
So that's the only way I know how to
Interesting.
explain that. So maybe it was an ancestor. That's
Maybe it
really
was like
cool.
a great great uncle or aunt or grandma or something. And they're like, what's good with this guy? What's going
What's
on here?
good with this guy?
Who is this guy? What did
Yeah.
he do?
Did you ever feel threatened by that presence? Or was it just like obviously the like freaky, like creepy aspect of like a presence being in your room?
Yeah, no, I he wasn't like the dude just stared at me,
Yeah. You didn't
which
feel
is
like,
creepy, obviously, especially as a
Yeah,
kid.
of
But
course.
like, I wasn't like, oh, he's angry or has like a scary facial expression. It was just like a blank stare
Interesting.
staring down at me.
hmm
So, but I don't know. I'm also gonna like kind of fact check myself on this whole thing because I can't for the life of me figure out why Claire, like our other sister, wouldn't have been there. You know?
Yeah.
And I think our parents were split up at that time. And I know that my mom traveled a lot
Mhm.
for work, but I don't really understand. And I've brought it up to her before, and she's like, I don't know why you would have been alone. So it may have been a dream. And if it was a dream, it was a very, very realistic dream.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I've also, go ahead.
I would dare to say that you can be visited by spirits in your dreams more likely than in regular life.
True.
I would agree with that. I think people are, maybe your guards are let down and you're just kind of more open.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Maybe.
also my grandma remembers me
Yeah.
doing this. So
Well, maybe Claire was like at her Nina's house or like at grandma and grandpa, like our other grandma and grandpa, or like, I don't know,
yeah.
sleepover with family or
knows?
something.
Yeah. It's just weird because there wasn't a lot of times where it was just, wow, Max is going crazy. There just wasn't a lot of times where I was alone with my grandparents overnight.
Yeah.
So it was strange,
that is
but
strange.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, man, that's my little ghost story.
Speaking of dreams, chaos magic.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Tell us about it.
Come
okay,
on, man.
Ethan has done chaos magic at our old apartment.
attempted.
You haven't done it here ever, right?
Thought about there was something weird with the photo. No,
Oh yeah, that was different though, I think.
let's start from the beginning.
So back at your old apartment in Azusa, I think is where you started like
Yes.
learning about it, right?
Yeah. So I learned about like during the quarantine, I got super into like esoteric bullshit, weird kind of like magic and manifestation and spiritualism. And it was mainly because of a podcast I listened to a lot. Back in the earlier days, they had like a whole series on chaos magic and the history of it and the people who were prominent in that movement. And this is going to sound like Thelema, which is like another like magical belief philosophy system that was like studied and pioneered by I think her name is, I know it's Blavatsky. I think it's Madame Blavatsky or Helena Blavatsky.
Mhm.
But she's a real person. You can look her up. Super important to like U.S. history in like the 18 to 1900s, and it's a lot. It's a whole can of worms. But like even Aleister Crowley, who was like a famous Satanist, and like Anton LaVey, which I'm
Mhm.
sure you've heard of.
Yeah.
We're all Satanists, and they all kind of go back to this Gnostic belief, which is essentially like manifestation in its like original form. And again, I'm not an expert on this. I'm trying my best to explain this. I did some research before coming on because I knew this was going to be a topic. But Gnosticism is kind of like manifesting, and it's a practice of meditation that is like a form of spiritual like manifestation, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to find the word for it, but like spiritually going into yourself and your body and connecting with the world, and then choosing what you want to get out of the world and like really hyper focusing on that concept.
Mhm.
And the
Okay.
idea is that perception is reality, which is a slippery slope, because you can get a lot of weird things out of that. A lot of right-wing weird conspiracy theory also stems from that idea, which is why I'm treading carefully
Okay.
on this topic. There's a lot of branches of it. Long story short, I got into like, whoa.
It was just the pool table again.
Anyways, to make a long story short-ish, I got into like astral projection and like Gnosticism, which is just breathing practices while you're trying to fall asleep or in like a restful state. And so at our old apartment, I was like really into it. I was trying for like a few days to like astral project or like at least have like an out of body experience while sleeping or like on the verge of sleep. And I remember kind of having like an out of body, like I was floating up out of my body after like probably 30 to 40 minutes of just like breath exercise. And mind you, this is all happening, you're knocked out
I had no clue, you guys.
next to me in bed. But I'm like doing this like, oh, like if I like slow my breathing and like focus on this, like maybe I'll be able to transcend or some bullshit. But ultimately I did have like an out of body, like I felt myself leaving my body, kind of that like weird dream-like state of like, you've heard, I'm sure people have heard of this, but like where you're floating above your body watching yourself sleep.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
And I had a little bit of that, but I specifically had like a lot of like voices and people talking and like not be able to understand what they were saying,
Mhm.
and like a very like swirly kind of, I don't know, dreamlike state that I was in.
Kind of like people talking in like a cafeteria or like in.
Yeah. Where it's like you can hear them. People are obviously talking, but you can't make out words.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then I started getting like these weird, and again, I don't know, man. Look, I smoke weed. I was a little high during this, so maybe that had to do with it. But like, I started getting these weird images of like stairs moving and like going up and down, and like just like this nasty, ugly feeling of like dread over me, to the point where like I had to pull myself out of it. I had to like literally curl into Haley and like
So true, bestie.
cover myself in a blanket, and like was just freaked out because I was like, I've not experienced something like that before. And like even coming from like a Christian background of like the churches I grew up in, like people would speak in tongues and like do all types of weird shit where it was like,
Really? I didn't know that.
oh yeah, no, that was a thing. It was sort of phased out later in like my church journey or whatever the fuck, but like,
Mhm.
so like it was just like something I hadn't, like I've experienced people like collapsing from like the Holy Spirit or something, you know, quote unquote, or like talking in crazy tongues and weird languages that you've never heard of.
Yeah.
And that was like the most like that night I felt like the most like I tapped into like a spiritualism that I've never actually like experienced before. Like I was like, oh, that was real and it was ugly and I did not like it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I curl up into Haley and knock out. And then do you want to take over from what happened the
I don't
next
remember
morning?
who saw everything first. It may have been me. It may have been our other roommate. But basically, whoever was downstairs first went into the kitchen, and every single kitchen cabinet was open. And it's like one of those office lights almost, or like, I don't know, like a school light. It's
Landlord special.
the big long one with like the case over it, I guess.
Mhm.
And the case was on the ground, which had never ever happened before. But after that, it like never stayed up. Like they had to come in and like completely replace the entire light. But that was really weird because we didn't like, nobody would have done that. Nobody would have opened all the cabinets. There was no animals in the house at the time. Like, I mean, except for the roaches, but I don't think they were strong enough for that.
The roaches were probably pissed.
And the roaches were not ours. Just to be clear, that was not our problem. That was not our fault. Just putting that out there. That's all I remember.
I mean, yeah, that's
I wasn't everyone else in the house was very afraid at the time. And I was just kind of like, oh, okay. Another little silly thing Ethan did.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's super strange. I wonder if did your roommates like hear the ceiling light cover thing?
No.
No, and the roommates, we had 3 rooms upstairs and then the living room and 1 room downstairs directly like sharing a wall with the kitchen.
Also, Vivi was not their roommate at that time.
She
No.
was not, no.
No, I don't think I was in the picture at the time.
Not at this time, no.
When was this? Like month, year?
Probably 2020
It had to be 2020.
Mhm.
It was pretty
or
fresh after
very
we moved
early
in.
2021.
Yeah. No, because 2021 New Year's was like when I got into an argument with our other roommate about like all that stuff, and he was like,
Oh,
"You're
yeah.
doing non-Christian shit in my house."
Non-Christian activities
Yeah.
upstairs.
Yeah.
So they didn't hear.
No,
No.
they didn't hear it. And they're the ones who told us. And I don't remember if they told us directly, like right off the bat in the morning, but it came up randomly, and I was like, they're like, "Oh yeah, like all the cabinets are open," and go for it.
And someone else had a nightmare that night.
That's right.
Interesting.
That's right.
What was the nightmare?
Or
about?
maybe multiple people had like bad dreams.
Our roommate who was downstairs near the kitchen,
Okay.
his partner had a bad dream or something, and she's another person who like claims, and I'm not someone who claims to be spiritual because I have no other paranormal experiences besides this.
Yeah.
Like I wish I saw stuff. I don't, but she is like very spiritually in tune and
Sensitive.
sensitive, and she
Okay.
was like, yeah, that was like an ugly dream or something.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah.
Did you feel like a presence in the apartment after that?
No, not really.
No.
I never felt a presence in that apartment besides the roommate I didn't like.
I was gonna say the
I-
most horrifying thing was the random roommate we ended
Yeah.
up with who
I-
like
The felon.
I didn't like 3 of the roommates, but I'm talking about the one that was the felon.
Mhm.
Mm.
yeah, the most horrifying thing that happened in that apartment was me walking out to take a piss at like 2 a.m. after watching horror movies all night, and him like drunkenly high crawling up the stairs. 'cause
Oh
he
my
couldn't
god.
walk.
That is so scary.
And I literally was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
It's also just like there was always like at least one person awake because like that guy, he had really weird working hours. Someone had like a really early morning job. Someone was working nights.
I stay up late.
Someone else was staying up late, like usually making music in his room. And so it was just like, I never felt scared. There was always somebody home. I don't know. It was like
Yeah.
almost just like being at your parents' house.
Yeah.
That's how it felt, anyways, with the rules too.
I think the scariest part was the mold.
Yeah.
True.
That's the
That bathroom was
I
scary.
survived the
was
Azusa black
terrifying.
mold.
the dark aura of black mold.
I was like randomly sick for 6 months while living there and didn't know why.
Yeah.
Mm.
That'll do it.
Mm-mm.
Okay. And then you had another experience here.
The
Yeah.
picture frame.
The picture frame. I stopped doing stuff like that after I mean, I kind of still tried to do like astral projection just because it sounds fun, and it was just like, oh cool, like I can't sleep anyways, why not try this? Never had any luck with it after that, but here I was having like a reawakening, and I was like, oh, like let me revisit this whole chaos magic astral projection, just like meditation shit. And I don't, what year was this? Was well into us living here?
It had to.
This wasn't even that long ago.
This
It wasn't that long ago, right?
This had
It was
to be this year or last year because those pictures on the wall are pretty recent. Some
That's
of them are
true.
from Haley's
Mhm.
birthday last year.
That's true.
That was my 23rd birthday, so it was 2023.
Yeah. Okay.
Or after, because it was just whenever those photos were put up.
Yeah. True.
But did I have other pictures in there before?
No. You got those frames. I remember you getting those frames.
Mm-hmm.
They actually no. We always had the.
They're from
Vivi-
IKEA.
Yeah, Vivi just found them under their bed one day and was like, "I don't want these."
Yeah. But yeah, I just basically was kind of doing the same thing of just like trying to put myself in like an out of body experience here. Again, Haley's peacefully sleeping next to me and I'm just dicking around at 3 a.m. at night.
Per usual.
But nothing really happened. I didn't really have like anything notable. Just kind of fell asleep. But the next morning we came out here and I don't know if it was me that noticed it or you.
I think I did because I had quite literally just put them up the day before,
Right.
and I had taken a picture and sent it to Ethan, and I took a picture and all the pictures were in there and they were all right side up.
To explain,
And
this is like a 4x4.
They're literally in the
they're-
corner of the video if you're watching YouTube. Like
Yes,
they're like
right
a little
there.
collage almost.
Yeah, but they're all connected.
They're all connected. They all have backs on them. All the backs were like secured. And so I took the picture. And so I had proof from the day before that all the pictures were right side up. And then one of the photos, I'm not saying like the picture frame was on upside down. I'm saying one of the photos turned upside down.
Like if you're watching on
Mhm.
YouTube, as if this picture right there with the guy in it was flipped, but everything else was normal.
yeah. And so it was completely different from the picture. And
And it was you and Elena. It was a picture of you and Elena.
it was a picture of me and Elena.
Yeah.
And
I'm
you
so
would have
proud.
had to have taken off the entire backing and flipped that one singular picture and then put the backing back on to do that.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I'm like, okay, when I say the day before, like, it was not even a full 24 hours, you guys. It was just a sleep in between.
No, because I think I was working night and you sent the pictures to me like, oh, look how cute. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like,
But
hell
that
yeah.
freaked us the fuck out. We've also had fingerprints appear on our little crawl space attic.
Hey,
Door
I didn't know
thing?
that. What do you mean?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
We
what
have
do you
talked
mean by
about this,
that?
you guys.
We have not. We
There's,
talked
like-
about
There was
an
low key like fingerprints, and we were like, that's weird. And we just were like, maybe it was the repair guy.
Was this when I was living here?
Yeah.
I feel like I would have remembered.
We had this conversation. It was you and me.
What?
And we were like,
See, I don't think I was present for this. It might have been my fingerprints when I went to look in the attic crawl space because I was freaked out by it so much.
but for some reason, for a while, we thought, oh, because things kept going missing here.
Big things. You guys had a squishmallow.
A full
Yeah,
of the, like, I guess, what are they, 12-inch? Probably?
Yeah, the 12
12
The
inch.
12-inch. It was a
Whoever took my
12-inch.
fucking raccoon squishmallow can eat my ass.
Him acting like he doesn't have a replacement in our room.
I do have a
right
replacement now because she loves me, but someone took it, demon or not.
But it's
Count
too
your
big
fucking days.
for the cats to steal. It's too big for the cats to steal.
Tupperware.
Tupperware has gone missing, but I feel like
That
someone
You
on,
know where that is.
someone on this couch is responsible for that.
Someone has these in his trunk.
Yes. I do not have Tupperware in my trunk. My car would reek. There's no way. You can go down
So
there and
there's
check right now.
no dirty dishes in your car right now.
There'd be an entire
There
ecosystem
is-
in there.
There is the coffee cup travel mug that I got like 4 weeks ago that I was like, oh, it'll still be my coffee mug. And it was used twice and it's still in there.
I'm guilty of that too.
It's empty. I poured the coffee out.
Okay.
It's just a cup.
Anyways,
How did other things go missing?
also, you like lost like a shirt.
Yeah, I did lose a shirt. I don't remember what it was.
I feel like I've lost Max into like this weird ether a few times and he just pops out. I'm being so for
What
real
if
right
Max is the common denominator?
now. What if he has a little hole somewhere?
Where is he now? Oh, that's not him.
I'm there.
He was present for all of these occurrences,
He was.
I will say.
Not for our Azusa one.
Oh.
Oh, true. This was pre Max.
Okay.
Just too large of things. We thought we had duendes, but maybe it was just Ethan's fault.
Go ahead.
So, okay, so talking about photos being inverted. So Ethan and I and our family went to Old Town San Diego a few years back. And there's this historically like haunted house called the Whaley House.
That's what it was. I thought it was the Wiley.
Whaley, yeah.
Whaley.
And this house, from what I remember, it was like a family home that like the father/husband built, I think. But it was also like a lot of other things. Like it was a courthouse, it was a general store. I believe that they did like public executions, like hangings on the property.
Fucking.
I think at one point, was it a jail? I don't know. I just feel like it was.
I think it was.
Yeah, they did a lot of things there. Anyway,
look it up.
you can do a self-guided tour there, and they have like tour guides that are there to like answer your questions and like spit some fun facts at you. But so you can just like walk throughout the house by yourself, and we were taking photos in the house, and honestly like we didn't really catch anything on camera, but our sister was taking photos and she noticed that like when she would take a photo and she would like tap on it to like go back to her camera roll to see the photo that she just took, it would be saved on her phone upside down, which is really strange. I have a video of her doing this. Maybe we can like insert it in our YouTube.
That would be
video.
cool, actually.
Yeah. But it's really weird. And I don't know, we were at like La Jolla Cove or like whatever that beach is called earlier that day. And she was taking photos there. And like all those photos were perfectly fine, normal, right side up. And then the photos that she took after we left the Whaley house were also perfectly normal. But yeah, I don't know if it was all the photos that she took there or if it was just some of them. But I literally have a video of her taking a photo, and then like on iPhone, like there's like that little square where you can like tap on the photo that you just took, and she would tap on it and it's just like flipped. It's like so strange.
Yeah.
But
And I remember looking at it and I was like, maybe her little lock, the port or like orientation lock was on, but it wasn't.
yeah, no.
And like she left the building and it was fine.
Yeah.
After that.
So strange.
Very weird.
She also just has like the most paranormal experiences out of like all of us siblings.
Anyone I know, probably.
Yeah, actually anyone that I know.
Like she's seen some crazy shit.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that, I mean, it's not even really my story, but I was there and I have a video. So
Yeah.
it's my story now, I guess.
Yeah, it was weird.
But yeah, I mean, I felt like a weird feeling there. Like I was standing on the stairs and it felt like the stair runner rug was like kind of pulled out from
Oh, that's
underneath.
right. I
It felt
forgot
like a
about
little,
that.
like, woo. But like, I don't know.
It sucks because I feel like we both sought out a paranormal experience where like
Yeah, because we
fucking
don't have
do
that many.
something like,
Yeah.
you know, like fucking what is it, not Ghostbusters, but like Ghost Adventures, like come at me, demon.
Yeah,
Like
I was very open, which maybe I shouldn't have been, but honestly, like I am a skeptic, but I am an open skeptic.
same.
If something could happen to me that wouldn't be like dangerous or really scary, like I don't know.
Yeah. Part of me thinks maybe I sleepwalk. But I feel like you'd know.
You
I feel
definitely
like
don't sleepwalk.
Our parents and our siblings would know if you
Yeah, true.
sleepwalked.
Just trying to like justify like how the fuck that happened at Azusa. You know?
I mean, okay. We had a weird roommate. Maybe he was downstairs looking for something in the kitchen that he never used.
True.
What,
Maybe.
he was swinging from the fucking chandelier?
Dude, this man, the shit he would do, I couldn't even. He had a dog crate to store his clothes in, all right? Like, there was nothing normal about this guy.
that. That's so funny.
Imagine my surprise when I see this man moving in with a dog crate. And I'm like, we're getting a dog? It was not a dog. Just a man.
It was the demons. It says demon crate.
The voices.
The voices.
The voices.
Yeah, I wish I had more personal experiences to share with you guys, but as of now, I don't.
Do you guys believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us your ghost stories below, and if you want to send them anonymously or maybe not anonymously, That word is really hard for me to say.
I feel like I should have asked this before this episode.
Well, I mean, you guys it's still October. That could be
True.
fun for you guys. A little
Anyways.
little listener.
Maybe
Yeah,
if
we
you
can read
guys
them.
if you guys like Ethan, maybe we'll bring him back.
If
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And if you drop a hate comment, expect to see me on your doorstep.
Yeah, count your fucking days.
Yeah, man.
About Ethan specifically.
Stay
you can
away
hate
from
on
me.
me all you want.
Stay away from me.
Just leave me alone.
Stay back.
He's just a boy.
Jousting emoji.
Troll emoji.
Yeah.
I'm a little
Do you have any stories?
kind of, I guess. I was gonna say I'm a little EP.
Oh.
My parents' house, the lady who sold it, she was super old. She didn't die in the house, to my knowledge, but allegedly somebody died in this house. And my dad did a lot of construction work on the house, so it was like nowhere near the same house that it was before. But one time I was home alone with my new puppy, and 2 cats, and all 3 who were fairly chill. The puppy had truly never barked before. He was so new and so unafraid of everything. But in my parents' room, where they used to have a TV that would turn itself on, all 3 animals stood at the doorway, and my puppy growled, which, to get a puppy to growl in a scared way has to be something really scary because they're usually very unafraid. And both cats backed up, like, while watching the doorway from the doorway. And I mean, all 3 of these animals would sleep in that room.
Weird.
And so
That's not cute.
I sat up on the couch until people came home. Yeah, that was not fun. Did not enjoy.
Oh, very scary.
I trust animals. I'm a skeptic, an open skeptic, but if an animal acts weird around me, I'm like, there's a ghost.
If I hear a noise, I immediately look to Max and Lily because I'm like, if they didn't move, I'm fine. But
That's
if they
really
moved,
true,
I have
actually.
fear.
Yeah.
Mm.
Chai is very curious, so
Dude, Chai's gotten me a few times.
looking at her is useless because she freaks me out more because she's just like, yeah, what is that?
She's like, what are we looking at?
She's
Yeah,
the equivalent of like, fast as fuck, boy.
she literally is. There was one time where you guys were gone. I don't remember where you were, but it was just me and the cats, which is never really an issue, but just kind of like sleeping by yourself is a little bit creepy. But I was just like eating my dinner after work one day, and I was out here in the living room. I was just on the bar stools eating on the bar, and then the cats all just like started staring in the middle of the living room, and it was really weird. I was like, what are we looking at? And so I went to go look, and Chai was like on the other bar stool, just like very intently staring at the middle of the living room, like right here area.
Fuck yeah.
It's on camera if you're
Nice.
watching. And it was like so weird because it was just all of them kind of surrounding in a circle and like staring at the same spot. And it was really freaking me out. So I just decided to go to bed. And I locked her in the room with me because I was like, I want to be in the room and I don't want her to like freak me out more. And she just didn't go to sleep. She was on the she was on the dresser and she was staring at the door until I went to sleep. And then I woke up and she was like on the floor looking outside of the door. And it was really freaking me out because I was like, what was there? Like, what was something there? Like, what was happening? If
And when Max gets freaked out and you can't see a human, you should be scared.
and scared I was.
Because Max quite literally saw one of those Japanese flying like black beetles in our bathroom and just pawed around with it. He's not afraid of bugs like that. Like it, and if you don't see a human, because he is afraid of those.
He's a little too indifferent towards bugs, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest, he should be paying his rent that way, but whatever. When Max is staring into space, you should be scared.
Yeah. No, that was freaking me the fuck out. With animals, it just like I've always had very mild experiences when it comes with animals. Like one of my dogs growing up, sometimes like I like low-key think we had a ghost in that house, but it was not malicious whatsoever. I would just like feel something. But in my room, like he would wake me up sometimes because he would be barking at the corner of my bedroom sometimes at like 3 a.m. Yeah,
fuck
it was really
that.
freaky. But nothing ever actually happened.
Is there
Yeah.
any other like little details or stories you got with that? As far as
No, nothing interesting. They're all very mild. They're not that interesting.
fuck man.
I know.
We need someone out there listening's gotta have a good story.
If you listen and have a good ghost story, please submit. We thought about reading Reddit ones, but I don't know how interesting it would be to relay other people's, like, from the internet stories. I don't know.
I feel like that's a very common podcast thing.
Yeah,
Little
maybe.
creepypasta, a little spooky spaghetti.
Spooky spaghetti.
That's funny.
Could be a vibe. Could be the move.
Let us know what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this episode is over.
Please.
Yep.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
throat about hurts.
We're gonna poll maybe on our Instagram and see if you guys have anything to submit for next episode. If not, we might read Reddit stories. Still legend, but we want to do something spooky.
Okay.
Thanks for
Okay.
having me, dudes.
Bye bye.
Of course.
Bye.
Later, haters.
Later, haters.